All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of New House, Same Address. I'm joined, of course, by the wonderful and beautiful Eric Barker, everyone. Give him a round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Charis, as well.
Thank you, Josten.
Oh, no, thank you guys
That's
for
why I
being
always
here.
apologize when you have to go to appointments instead of Eric. I'm sorry, we had to send the less handsome of our design consultants today.
It's the best we've got. It's all we have right now.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel right now.
Okay, you'll understand when you see him. Okay, just
Have pity on him.
Yeah, please, just be nice. Just be nice, please.
He has to work with Eric, and his self-esteem is just...
It's all been downhill from here. Anyhow,
Indeed.
today we're going to be talking about why 90 minutes. Why both decision makers, when we're talking about performing a design consultation, that's how you say
Right.
that word, a design consultation. Why does it take an hour to 90 minutes? And then also, why do we ask for both decision makers to be there? There's probably a lot of people out there in this community that have, while trying to set up an appointment with multiple companies, they've had that kind of question asked to them. Hey, we always ask for 60 minutes or 90 minutes or anything like that. Also, we just want to make sure that anyone who's using and choosing, be there, be present. That's probably a pretty common thing that people have picked up on. And no one has answered why. That's why we're here today.
Until now.
Until now.
Well, I answer it when people call and ask, what the heck? Why does it take y'all so long? There's lots of reasons.
Well, to do it right, it takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes me a long time.
We all have Southern accents, and we talk real slow. Not really.
I mean, there ain't no one who's got a better drawl than I do.
I've never been accused of talking too slow. That's for sure.
Fair enough. So,
What?
So when you go to someone's house and they want a consultation to find out how much a bathroom remodel would be, or a shower conversion, or tub conversion rather, 90 minutes seems a little bit excessive. How long does it take someone to pick out colors?
depends. If I have to perform marriage counseling as well,
Right.
then it usually takes probably, on average, 30 minutes for people to decide. 20
Easy.
to 30
On a
minutes.
color, or on just whether or not they want the product?
Oh,
No,
no.
just color.
No, just color and
Color.
design.
Yep.
So that's a third of it.
Yes.
Of the 90 minutes, that's a third of it
Correct.
is picking the color.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize. Here's what I think is what's happening too, is that they're still expecting the old school way of coming in with a pen and paper, taking a 5-second look at it, writing down a number, and handing it to them. Okay, why is it going to take an hour now? Because people are expecting it's only going to take 5 minutes, right? But when you're actually wanting to do something right, do something correct. As a company, we love delivering this product. Not only do we love the product, we love the colors and designs that you can get with it, okay? If you're going to redo your shower, whole bathroom remodel, or your windows, you want to get something that you love. This is your chance to do it over, to get it right this time. So we don't take that time for granted.
Right. I mean, it's a significant investment. So I wouldn't want anyone to make an investment in their home, which is generally most people's biggest asset is their
Yep.
home, and with a 5-minute decision. They need to spend some time
Yep.
to think about it, because we offer a lifetime warranty because the products last a lifetime. You could always have it redone in 15, 20 years if you get tired of it, but
Right.
you're going to have this product there for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge reason. I think people come into it just thinking, oh, this should only take, they have a preconceived notion, not 10 minutes, whatever. But people are usually okay with it, I think, over the phone. I mean, they kind of understand, especially you probably explain it to them and stuff like that. And they really get the hang of it after I'm there and asking questions. And, I'm genuine. I know I'm there to help. And if I'm there to help, part of my job, then I need to know why they're doing it and what they actually want, and go through all of the little details and wrap it up.
Why is it important for you to know why they want to do the bathroom?
Well, because if they Well, because people can do it for many different reasons. There's some that just want to do it purely out of convenience, or they don't like the aesthetic, like purely aesthetic. There's others that we help as well that need ADA access, more accessible bathrooms, and so we're highly equipped to do that. There's others that it's both, and there's some that it's for resale value. Right. So the reason why I ask and the reason why we as a team built this kind of questionnaire is because we need to know your motivation for it so I can point you in the right direction. And I can give you the best answer for what you're looking for, right? For example, if it's an ADA situation, I'm already excluding some of the products that we offer and have because they're not going to be as easy to access as some of the others that we have, right?
Right.
I can always introduce them. So it's trying to pinpoint your problems, your pain points, your motivations, so that I can offer you something that you want and hopefully that you need as well, and try to answer that solution that way because we're not trying to pull any fast ones and trying to pull the rug out from under y'all. We're trying to actually give you something that matters. So.
And we call that questionnaire our needs assessment, right? 'Cause that's one of the things when I am talking to people on the phone and we're trying to decide whether or not an appointment is the best next step for them. We talk about what am I? Sorry, me not talking loud enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
When I have someone on the phone and we're trying to decide if they would like an appointment or not, I talk to them about the needs assessment because part of that process, I love the way you say it. It eliminates the things they don't need. So you don't have to go into that and show them all the options. All of the options can be extremely overwhelming. There's too many choices. There's too many designs. There's too many colors. So if you say, we need to stay in the white family as far as colors, well, then you're not going to show them all the purples and blues and greens we can do. Not that many people choose those, but some people do because we are custom products. But also like accessibility, does it need to be ADA or does it need to be just accessible? Because those are different.
Yeah, those are different.
And so, depending on where you want to be aesthetically, depending on where you want to be budget-wise, that is where those needs assessments really come in handy because it helps you know which products to suggest to them so you don't waste their time with all the other stuff.
Correct. Yes. And that needs assessment usually takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes right there. It's the first thing we do. I come in, I usually take a look at the bathroom just real quick glance. Get to know the folks. And then we get to know the folks at the kitchen table. So, and it usually, I say 15 minutes, it's probably closer to 20 as well because I'm a talker. Yeah. So I take the time to actually get to know you, usually at the kitchen table, have coffee sometimes with people, but then we get down to business, obviously, and talk about the questions and stuff like that. So that's, it does take a while. You do a needs assessment and then I have to inspect the bathroom next and that's detailed. I take measurements. I design it for you there on an app or it's on an iPad. I can sketch it out if the room is not really going to work for the app that we have, the design app, then I'll usually do it on a
I thought you were going to use
model.
an Etch-a-Sketch.
I do have one. I keep forgetting to bring it in because I brought it in on a couple and it didn't really get many laughs. So I was like, maybe I'm dumb.
It was pretty funny.
I think, yeah, we'll see. Any of those out there listening, see my Etch-a-Sketch, please give it a hoot and holler because it would make me feel really good. It was an $11 investment. I need some return on it.
Yeah,
And this is my designer right here. I should actually get really good at it. Anyways, I design it, and that usually takes me another 20, 30 minutes to go through and fill out all the information, take the pictures, take the measurements, make sure that it's actually going to work, and figure out what's the best option for you. Just for example, the other day I was in someone's house, and they had an awkward sized tub and a freestanding filler. Instead, I knew to save both of us time and money, I said, we're not going to move this plumbing because it's in a slab. We're going to build a wall over it. Put the valve in the wall and then do a bump out wall. And they were fine with that. And I showed them the design. That was going to be faster and more profitable for everyone. So I was like, this is what we're going to do. What do you think?
Well, that's part of that needs assessment is helping determine like where they want to stay, not just in the way it looks, but where they want to stay budget wise. Because if you just say, hey, I just want you to tear all this out and put this in, well, then that's what we would price. But if you say, well, we need to stay at a certain price point, then one of the things that discussion helps with is like, well, okay, well, let's think about how we can do this in a way that fits your needs because we've identified what your needs are and keeps you at that price point.
Right.
So Josten's pretty creative as far as like being able to think through ways to, for example, this moving plumbing in a slab is very pricey.
Yes. Yeah. It's
So
it's just time
it.
consuming. That's why. And you know, to do it right, I mean, to do it right and put it back in a slab. Yeah. 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 So anyways,
so the
that's
needs
another
assessment is a vital yet time-consuming portion of that process. And when you get into more than just replacing a tub with a shower, the longer that needs assessment can take.
Correct.
So, like, yeah, we want a bigger shower. We want to be able to access it. So you went on an appointment this week where someone wanted to be able to access their shower, have a walk-in shower. But to be able to do that, what else did you have to do to that bathroom?
Oh, well, yeah, their particular the issue they were dealing with is they wanted to be able to have wheelchair accessibility to it, which meant tearing down a wall, moving a vanity cabinet, opening a door. So it wasn't just the shower; it was going to have to take the whole bathroom.
Right. So that whole needs assessment thing was okay. Well, they called thinking they just wanted a shower. Well, yeah, but we have to go through, and you're like, oh, you need to be able to. You could come in there and price a shower. It'd be much cheaper than pricing out a whole bathroom.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But you knew that their needs were such that they needed to be able to access it with a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Right.
And in reality, you want someone who's going through that detailed of a process. I mean, I was just thinking about it. Someone who comes in with the preconceived notion, you know, if anyone's thinking, why is it 90 minutes? Well, because, we take our time and we're detailed because getting someone in there like yourself who knows what they're doing and is thinking through the whole process from finish to end versus someone who comes in 10 minutes and
Finish to end?
From
We start at the finish.
we start at the finish line, we walk a little bit backwards, and then we sprint.
We start with the end in mind.
Yeah, we start with the end in mind.
Begin with the end in mind. From start to finish, you know what you're doing. That's what I meant to
That's
say.
better.
And it's important to have someone in there who knows, because you're thinking through that whole thing, and someone who doesn't or just never taken the time to learn. You know, someone who's accredited like yourself with the certified kitchen and bathroom design.
Yeah.
Someone who comes in 10 minutes, writes down a number. They didn't include X, Y, and Z. Didn't think about enlarging the door if they're doing a walk-in tub, stuff like that. And they're like, oh, I can't fit it through the door.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll need another, $3,000. Thanks.
Yeah, and that's where I think it may take longer up front to have this conversation go through everything. But the more clarity you have on the project and the work involved, the less potential there is for unsuspected things or things that pop up you didn't realize. So I think most people find it enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
Like just the fact that they're being heard, like this is what we're looking for, this is what we need, versus someone, like you said, that just comes in and says, well, this is what it'll be.
Yeah.
They haven't taken the time to understand the reason why they need this shower.
Yeah.
Or this, why they need new windows.
Yeah.
Other than just assuming their own reasons. And so we try to go deeper into that so that our solution is tailored to what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And so it takes a little time to walk.
Well, and that also kind of brings us to a little bit different point. That also protects them more, too, because each of those items goes into a scope of work. So if we have priced it knowing that we're going to need to widen the door, we've put that into the contract that the customer signs, then we don't get there with a walk-in tub the first day and be like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't get it into your bathroom because the door's not wide enough. Now we need to change the price.
Yep.
Like, that's a big deal.
Or say something even worse, like find someone to do it.
Yeah.
Because we
yeah.
can't, and now because they were expecting to get installed that day, and they were like, "Oh, well, is it cool if we sit in the backyard to get that fixed or something?"
Yeah.
Just
Right.
it's just dumb
Yeah, because
stuff
if it were
happened.
something that we could not do, that a service that we do not provide,
Yep.
then we help you figure out what the process would be and when you would have someone else come in and do that service, so that we would be able to then go and do the remodeling that we have
Yep.
agreed to do.
Yep.
So there's protection there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The needs assessment is the fastest way to get the solution, because if we go through this and realize, oh, wait a minute, this is actually not something we can help you with, then it's not going to take 90 minutes. It's going to take 10 or 15.
Right.
And we've saved everyone time.
Yep.
So it's beneficial for both expediting things to make sure we can actually help you, and also to actually get into the details of what needs to happen.
Yeah.
and that is
so-
part of what I'm supposed to say, that we're going to go through a needs assessment. If we can't help you, then we just stop and it saves you time. But I forget to say that on the phone.
Yeah.
I do. I think I've said it maybe once to
Yeah.
someone, and I was like, "Oh, that was a good idea. I should have said that." And I tried it, and then promptly forgot about it. And didn't do it again.
Yeah, but you make another good point. It is fun and a more enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
If you get scheduled with us, expect to have fun with the less good-looking one. That is.
That is true. Unless it's Eric, and then you get the best.
That's the only way I can make up for it.
Yeah, but
I
that
had to
also
learn.
brings us to that next point too, of why do we need both decision makers there?
Yeah. That's it.
And it's not necessarily two. It's really
Right.
whoever.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's two. Sometimes
had
it's
3,
one.
4.
Sometimes it's 3 or 4 or 5.
And the dogs.
Yeah.
It's the kids' bathroom. Let's get the kids in here. I mean, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Do
Primarily-
not let your children pick colors if they're under 10 years old. I
like a
lived with
sore
pink
spot.
carpet for a very, very
I say
long
do it.
time. It
Make
was
it
We'll
happen.
do it and call us
wonderful
back
when
in
I was 5.
10 years.
It was not great when I was 21.
Yeah. So yeah, primarily we're looking for at least all the homeowners there,
Yes.
because this impacts the value of your home, and I think it's a pretty important decision.
Well, yeah.
And like with colors, for example, I met with someone a week or so ago, and we spent probably 30, 40 minutes just on colors, because she
Yeah.
had in her mind what she wanted, and he was like, "Oh, you wanted that?"
Yep.
And so that 30-minute, and they were having fun with it, but it was like if they had not both been there, he may have ended up with a bathroom that he
Yeah,
wasn't very
yeah.
happy with.
Yeah.
But they both reached a conclusion themselves by
Yeah.
just talking it out and, asking
Yeah.
questions and stuff. So those are the main reasons we ask for all
Yeah.
homeowners there, or if you have kids that want to help out, or a designer or someone you trust to be there as well.
Yep.
That way we can just answer it all at one time. We don't have to keep going back and forth. It's pretty efficient.
Well, that's another big thing is the efficiency. But going into it, having both decision makers there, homeowners who are going to be what Charis says, users and choosers. That's super important, because not only for the design element, but a good example is I went to a couple's house, and it was just them. It was just them, married couple, but I was able to meet with both of them. He had more analytical questions about pricing and the actual material that it's made out of, and everything like that. And she was all design. She was like, I have to have it. And if one of those two pieces were missing, I would have had a huge piece of the puzzle missing.
Yeah.
Not only that, let's be real. After I would have left, whoever was there would have forgotten 70% of what I said.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just human capacity. That
Oh,
has
yeah.
nothing to do with that they didn't care enough or anything like that. It's just that's what they would have remembered, and they would have communicated 30% of what I said to them.
And it
So
primarily
if-
would have been the things that he or she were interested in.
Interested
right?
in, yeah.
And the other stuff and we see that all the time. You have almost always people that have, what would you say? Their interests are different.
Right.
So one could be price, specifications, like
Yep.
the other one's design. How does it make you feel? What does
Yep.
it look like?
I would probably not even think about asking, like, some of the questions that
Yeah.
I've even just answering the phone and having people ask me questions about the product. I'm like, that's an excellent question. Why don't we ask
What-
your consultant?
Yeah.
Because I really don't know, and I don't mind. I'll just write a note down and I'll call them back once I find an answer.
Yep.
But I wouldn't have even thought to ask that question. And I've lived in construction and been in this industry for many, many years now.
Right.
And
Yep.
there's still things that I don't think about. It's just not part of the way I'm not thinking about the process behind
Right.
replacing it. I'm thinking about, how is this going to make our life better? How is it going to be easier to clean? How is it going to, I can change the paint color finally. I'm going to need new towels. Oh, I wonder if I should get colored soap or clear soap.
Yep.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
those are the
Yes.
things that I'm thinking
Yes.
Right.
Can confirm.
That's why our consultation is designed the way it is, because
Yep.
it will often bring up things maybe you haven't thought of.
you know. Right.
Because not everyone thinks about those particular things. So we try to bring up all the important things so that we can talk about it. You feel good about what we're offering.
Yep.
That's the best product for your home. And then
Yeah.
try to answer
You
all
know,
that.
it goes back to clarifying all the details while they're both there, because then I take notes of everything and we keep it in our system. So if there was something that I missed from like the husband and later they wanted to do it, I'd either have to go back or they'd have to call me. We'd have to talk about it like multiple times, be super inefficient, you know, stuff like that with all the questions that they had. So just taking the time up front, 90 minutes of both users or both more than all users and choosers. Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Saves everyone so much time and gets all the questions answered. And at the end of the day, I'd rather you both be on the same page with a no or a yes. 100%. That way it's not, it's a maybe. I have to talk to the other person too. Because then, like I said, you're going to be communicating 30% of the information.
Right.
And you're not going to have all of it and not going to get all your questions answered. I want you 100% on board or 100% off. It just makes everything more efficient.
Well, I mean, we want to make sure that we answer all the questions, and we feel like we can't do our job if we don't have all the questions there to be answered. Like it leaves us as we make sure everybody knows. Well, not me. I'm not the one with the answers. I'm not the one that comes to your house either. So that's part of the reason. But the people that do go into folks' homes, they generally have most of the answers with them in some capacity or some form, or else they can get them very easily.
Yep.
I know, like, especially if you know you're going on something that's a little more extensive, we make sure that Eric is available via FaceTime or something like that.
Right.
That's why if you call in to set an appointment, I'm going to ask you questions to see if there's anything unusual we need to prep for first.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, this person has mentioned that they know there's a leak somewhere because of this, this, and this. And so we put that in the notes. So that way, when you go in, you make sure you pay special attention to that to make sure you've taken the proper steps to fix whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, we've put a lot of preparation into this process so that from the start to the finish, we have
From finish to end.
finish to end, whichever way you look at the world. Like, we have confidence that we can do what we tell you we're going to do.
Yep.
Right.
Like, because we've researched the product, we know how it's installed, we know the issues we're going to run into, we know the questions to ask. Like, so it's not just you have to listen to a sales pitch for 90 minutes.
No.
It's not that
No,
at all.
it's not
It's
that.
very interactive. It's very informational, conversational. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's a good time.
It is. Yeah, it's
even
supposed
if,
to be fun.
Even if we walk away and you decide we're not a good fit, then, you know, you've learned something. You've been educated on the whole process.
Yep.
And, you know, hopefully it was a good experience either way.
Yep. Absolutely.
I know a lot of people do refer to consultations somewhat as a sales pitch, but it's not that way really at all. It starts with the same list of questions, but generally it almost is like a giant flow chart. If you say yes to this, then we go this way. If you say no to this, we go this way. So no two appointments are alike.
Yep.
The process is similar because we have, over the years and over each appointment, we go back and review each one. How could we have made this easier and answered the questions more thoroughly, in order to make it the most effective use of everyone's time and to give everyone the answers they need.
Absolutely.
So
I think we covered that pretty well. I don't think there's anything more
Did
that I
that
have
take
to
90
add.
minutes? No,
No, not
not
quite.
quite.
It's probably close. Probably close. Probably close. All right. Any other lasting comments from finish to end?
I don't think so.
Just
Yeah.
know where I guess.
What? Just know
Just
he knows a
just,
lot of things.
you just know.
Well, I mean, we're just people, so give us a call. We'll do a consultation.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's supposed to be really fun.
is.
There was one I had a while back, and I think it was a week ago actually, and she said this is the most fun consultation I've ever had, and that was a huge compliment.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
It was fun because I let them play with the design app and everything like that, so it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fun.
But anyhow, that's it for this episode, and that's why it takes 90 minutes. That's why we ask for all users and choosers.
That's right.
All homeowners. We'll see you. I will see you there. The lesser looking, funnier one. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of New House, Same Address, and we'll talk to you in the next one.
See you guys.
Bye.
Later.